Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iOS today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
If you're bored of your board games, we've got some for you to play on your devices.
Oh, and it's time that, once again, this time of year, to elf yourself.
And we're going to help cure dementia with an old sea captain.
Army matey, it's time for iOS Today. iOS Today is brought to you by LinkedIn Learning and lynda.com. Develop talent and keep skills current with expert-led on-demand e-learning. For your free Managing Technical Projects course and get a demo for your organization, visit learning.linkedin.com/twit. And by Texture, the mobile app that lets you access the world's most popular magazines anytime, anywhere, using your smartphone or tablet. For your free 14-day trial, visit texture.com/twit. That's the strangest tease I ever heard. Yes, once again, iOS Today is on the air. I'm Leo Laporte.
I'm Megan Maroney.
And this is the show where we talk about all forms of iOS. Of course, Apple TV, iPad, iPhone, and Apple Watch 2. And we've got a fun one because it's the holiday season. Families get together. You know, we just got through Thanksgiving. Christmas is on the way, Hanukkah, and however you celebrate your winter solstice. I bet you at some point you will all gather around the kitchen table and have to talk to one another.
Right, you will. So
yes.
You want to avoid that at all costs, right?
It's so much easier if you're doing something.
Yes.
A game.
Mm-hmm. And I want to just thank Albert Vandenberg from the Netherlands. He's the one that gave me this idea. Sent me a message, said, how about board games? So thanks, Albert. So should we start with my favorite, which is a classic? And I know some people are like, ooh, Monopoly, but I love Monopoly. I have always loved Monopoly.
Monopoly is one of those games. It's like childbirth, that if you haven't done it in a while, it seems like a good idea. and then you enter into it and you go, oh God, I remember now.
Yeah, I know. Well, there's a few things like we had lost our Monopoly game, which I think maybe my husband had burned it out in the backyard.
We lost it, honey.
But I bought another one, another actual game, the physical game. And did you know they replaced the dollar signs with like an M with a line through it?
That's no good.
Well, I think it's to be international. That's what people say.
I had heard they were thinking of getting rid of some of my favorites, like the Scotty dog and the shoe. They're still in there, aren't they?
Yes, they're still in there. The dog.
Are they metal, though, or are they plastic now?
Well,
because they used to be metal, remember?
I think
the
they're
top
still
hat?
metal. They still are metal.
What was the what do you call that?
The top hat?
The thing that you
thimble?
Played with. Thimble, is that the one you liked?
Yeah, the playing piece.
Playing piece,
I
I
don't know.
guess.
No,
Yeah,
and there was a cat this time, too. I didn't think the
cat's new.
The cat is
Was
new.
there a lead pipe and a noose?
No.
Oh, that's a different game. That's Clue. Okay.
No, there was no
I want to be the lead pipe.
Colonel Mustard.
The problem is all of our games get mixed together. So I do, in fact, when I play Monopoly, I always like to be the lead pipe. What piece do you?
Well, I used to play the top hat or the thimble or the shoe. I never had
liked
a
the
piece.
race car.
I was the youngest, so I got whatever was left.
I thought the race car would be there you go. And the iron, remember that?
Yes.
What do kids looking at that think?
Yeah, what is that?
What is that, Mommy? And the battleship? That's an old ship.
The ship is still one of them. Okay, so you can play on your iPhone. You can play on your iPad. I'll show you on your Apple TV. But
actually, that's a great way to do it because you can all sit around the TV.
Yeah, but they don't have the regular game on the Apple TV. They have some other
quick
game.
Monopoly.
So let's play on the iPad first.
Okay.
And now, do you
is this
have
for
it?
real?
Do you have it too? No, because we could play together on our different iPads. But
we could play each other?
We could play each other.
Do we have to be on the same network?
We have to be on the same network. Or I can just play myself.
I'll play with you. One of the things I like about this, is this the $4.99 version?
Maybe.
Maybe you better play by yourself.
Well, I can play and then I can pass it to you.
Okay.
So we'll just play by myself.
But this does the
Tabletop
banker
mode.
and this makes it easier,
Let's play tabletop mode, yes.
Yeah.
And you can play with humans or AI. So if you weren't here, I could add a cat, and that could be an AI. And then I could add the thimble, and that would be a human. You can add up to 4. The top hat. And, I'm not going to I'm just going to play by myself with 3 AI and me.
Do the AIs play well? I mean, have they beat you?
They play pretty well.
Have you ever finished a game?
No. Have you ever? If anyone's ever finished a game of Monopoly, let me know. So the good things about playing, let's see, easy, house rules, okay. Play.
Sleight of hand definitely should be off. Does that mean like they're going to steal
Do you know what
stuff?
that means?
I think they steal things. Don't do that.
Maybe. Play.
Try a harder.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're
no.
back.
I don't want to do that. I want tabletop mode. I want to play. I'm a human.
Make it hard.
The cat is AI. We'll play very hard. Human, AI dog, AI
this
race
is
car.
a lot of players. This is 8 players.
No, just 4 players.
Oh, okay.
The dog is AI. The race car is AI.
Okay.
I'm the human.
Let's play.
Play. Why won't it let me play? I played
wait a
this
minute.
many times
What have
over
you
the
done-
weekend.
What have you done? Have you not given enough players?
No, maybe I need 2 human players.
Yeah, pick another human. Maybe it doesn't want to.
Okay, I guess you need 2 humans.
Okay, you can't play all by. It's not solitaire.
Yeah, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is. Okay.
It's funny. It's
So-
99 cents on the iPhone, but $5 on the
Yeah.
iPad.
Maybe because it looks better. More people are likely to play it on the iPad.
I think that's how you're going to play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Monopoly's not the kind of game you'd play in a line at the grocery store.
Probably. Like you want to play Monopoly
Yeah.
so bad that you're going to play.
iPads, go!
Okay, here's an advantage. Oh,
It's
no.
upside down.
Top Hat gets to go first. Okay.
Oh, it doesn't really matter, I guess. But
Um,
I don't, the home button is always on the right.
Yeah, that's.
Developers, please.
Please.
Let's do it
Know
right.
this.
This is because it has to be because of that's where the pins are for the smart adapter.
Why did that just mute?
I hate this game.
Okay, here's the advantage of playing when you.
Can you play fast? Can you just say, okay, who would win if we just finish now?
The advantage of playing on the iPad is you could stop anytime. You don't have to clean it up.
Right.
Do you ever roll the dice and then knock off everybody's hotels and stuff?
Absolutely. What
You
a
don't-
pain in the butt.
That never happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy, of course.
Oh, now is that your strategy? Buy everything.
Buy everything.
Except you don't want to buy Baltic or Mediterranean. Those are just crap.
I buy
properties.
everything.
The purples? No,
I
no one
bought- I
buys
just
the
bought 'em.
purples. No,
Okay.
you bought a red. That's a good one. Red's
Oh.
good. No, I'm sorry. You bought the.
I bought states.
It's not red
Cheapo
exactly. It's more
states.
like a magenta, kind of a. I don't know what colors. I like the states.
So what you want to do is get all the railroads. That's like printing money. Then
No,
everybody just
railroad is the worst thing to buy.
No, because then if you have all 4 railroads, then people just every time they pass
Study
by,
your-
they got to
Now
pay.
it's upside down again. What is with you, Monopoly? Why?
Okay, so we could play together on our different iPads. Should we play on the Apple TV? Let's play on the Apple TV. But it's this weird kind of.
It's not the same. Go. You can buy a railroad. I want to play you in Monopoly. If you think buying railroads is a good thing, I want to play you in Monopoly. You buy the utilities too?
I buy everything.
No.
I buy as long as I have like $50 to my name.
You'll buy
everything.
something.
Yeah.
There it is. Monopoly Here and Now. It's
Oh.
called.
Ah. This.
We just were there. I saw it. This happens at your house too. Whoever's got the Apple remote is suffering while everybody goes, I saw it. Wait, stop, move.
I know,
stop,
that
move.
is what happens
See, right there, right there, right there. I hate the Apple
Here,
remote.
I'm gonna do. I hate the Apple remote too. I'm gonna
Let
play
me
with
try
it
it.
on
Let me
mine, and
try
you don't.
it.
And we
Let me
still
try it.
point it at there, even though you don't
Let me
need to
try.
point it.
Okay.
You try it.
Did you already install it?
Yeah, I installed it. I
Well,
was
what do you
playing
do?
with it.
What are you going all the way into the store for? Okay,
I don't
start
know.
a game.
Okay.
What are these?
I know. So,
Eiffel Tower. Add a
you be the
computer
Eiffel
player.
Tower because you speak French.
Okay. Oh, so we don't get to pick our. And you want to be a Sphinx?
I'll be
yeah.
a Sphinx.
And then the Statue of Liberty will add a computer
Okay.
player.
Start the game.
game. All right. Oh, this
thing
is
you have
so
the remote.
exciting. So it's like Quick Edition.
I've never played the World Edition. I think it involves stamps.
I haven't played it either. I
And-
like Atlantic City.
Whoa.
Whoa, it's very 3D. Race around the world collecting stamps. Fill your passport to win. Oh, it's a different game entirely.
Mm-hmm.
How dare they call this Monopoly? All right, I'll play for you.
Okay. See.
I got an 8. Thank you. You really don't have to do anything. Cape Town. Should I buy it for 100 Monopolies?
Yes, buy it. Buy it.
Oh, so at least we are playing the game. It's not stamps. It's not properties, but they call it stamps. So it's the same thing.
This is by Electronic Arts, by the way.
You got a 4. This is you, I presume.
Yeah, I'm the Sphinx.
Do you want the Berlin Airport?
Of course, by the Berlin. Oh, wait, fly or pass? What does that mean?
I don't know. You bought it.
I'm flying somewhere.
Oh, wait a minute. You want to take a flight for $1,500?
Yes.
To go anywhere? Where would you like to go? You
Rome.
get to choose. For
Queenstown.
$1,500.
New York.
New York? Where?
Lima.
Lima? I'm going to Lima in June. Oh, because you go all the way around. Lima's like boardwalk.
I'd like to go with
100
you.
momos.
Now I have a ticket.
What do you call those? Momos. Okay. Buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is like boardwalk. Dude, nice. You just bought boardwalk. Fantastic. That was a very good roll. Doubles. Oh, this is Statue of Liberty. This is a computer. So the computer's going to decide what to do. Oh, chance. This is like Monopoly. This is real Monopoly.
It's fun.
First class bonus, take 40. What do you call those? Shimoleons?
The M's? I don't know. I don't like it. I want the dollar
just
sign
took
back.
$40 from all of us. Okay.
She did?
Yeah. Statue of Liberty now got a 6.
Statue of Liberty stole money from us.
She went to Moscow, of course. So much for liberty.
So, yeah, if you want to get the kids away from the TV and back to the TV to play board games.
You know, I would do this. I mean, this is a little more fast-paced than regular Monopoly. It looks like it's, despite the deceptive look, it's a little bit more like the real game. I mean,
And you
it's
paid
different.
$3.99 for this.
Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I like the idea of playing board games on the TV. So my game is a little bit more subversive.
Oh.
It's called Exploding Kittens. Screw Monopoly. Let's blow some cats up, baby. This is a game kind of in the spirit of Cards Against Humanity, right?
All right.
You know that game? I might have showed you this game before. Here, we'll do the quick tutorial so you can kind of see.
This was a Kickstarter, right?
Yes, it's from. Is it the oatmeal? I can't remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, so we'll do my avatar is I'm Gramps, aka Raindrops. I have a fish on my head. I could play with strangers in public, or I could play, in our network. But let's go through the tutorial because that way people could actually see the game. There are several exploding kittens in the draw pile. To win the game, don't blow yourself up. To see what a card does, just tap on it. Okay, so there's various cards. Skips drawing a card, reverses the order. Have you ever played Uno? Catnip Sandwich, kind of like Uno. So let's play a card here, which is reverse. We're going to go backwards. Okay. You can play as many or as few cards as you'd like on your turn. That's kind of different, right? I'm going to draw because I played a card. So let's draw one. Oops. There we go. Blind, nothing but cat butt. That's it. That's the shortest tutorial ever. Okay.
Are any kittens going to be harmed?
No, not unless you pick the exploding kitten card. And then yes, they will be.
But those are illustrated
Here,
kittens.
we'll do a face-to-face game. What do you say? No, I don't want to search for nearby games, man. Host a game for your face-to-face friends. Okay. Now, this is the expansion packs. I think, how much is this game? I can't remember. The core deck, recommended for beginners. If you've ever played with these decks, it's kind of like this one. I did it a few years ago, I know. Waiting for nearby players. Well, I guess we won't play the game. You get the idea.
Oh, so I could play on mine.
If we were on the same network and if you had the game. You get the idea.
I have it?
Do I need to do more?
No, I don't think you do.
Need I show you more? You can report a jerk if you want. You can get support and all that. So there you go. This is Exploding Kittens. All right, I'll show you one more that's a little less weird. How about that? You see, I have a big game thing. And I showed you this one before, too. But this is the best, bar none, solitaire game. And the story is kind of interesting. This is a game, let's go back to the beginning here, that Winston Churchill taught a U.S. Embassy member who then taught it to Donald Rumsfeld, the former Secretary of the Defense. under George W. Bush. And Donald Rumsfeld, now that he doesn't have anything else to do, decided to pass it along. Nobody knew about this game, but it was Churchill. I think Churchill invented it. It was Churchill's favorite game. You hear some Churchill in the background. This is extremely good solitaire for people who are serious solitaire players. You see, we're going to play the aces on this board. We also have to get rid of this deck in order to win the game, which, of course, as with all solitaires, means we've used all the cards. These are kind of hard to get rid of. This is kind of a nice way to start, frankly. So I'm going to put my aces up there. Oh, I got a couple of aces. That's good. Let's get all those aces up there. Oh, there's another one. So I must be playing the easy game, because I'm doing very well. If you have a blank opening, you could put a king there. That's nice. It's the same solitaire game you've played before where you alternate black and white, right? Black and red, I should say. So that's nice. This is playing out pretty well. Put the blackjack on the queen. Ah, nice. Now I can put a 2 there. Very nice. So you get the idea. You've played solitaire, I'm sure, before. The key really is to get these. This is the hardest part. To get rid of these.
Diamonds. 3 of diamonds.
You see a 3 of diamonds? I can play it up there. Nice. Nice. If I get to a point where I'm stuck, and I probably
8 to the 9.
8 to the 9. Oh, you play this game before. You know how to play this game. Good. No, I've got a 9 and 10. Now remember, these openings can only be filled with a king. So I have to wait until I get a king to do anything with that. I wish I had a red ace of hearts there.
I wish you did too.
Does it look like I'm stymied? Am I stuck? Am I done? All right, we're going to deal out some cards here. And you see it's filled in all the holes, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah. So
kind
you
of
do
a
not
bummer.
want holes? Because why does
you
it
want
fill?
holes because, like, for instance, I'd love to get this king off the 7 there. Right. You see like that? So you do kind of want these. And there's another king there hiding these 4-3 here, and I can't move those until I can get to those. Oh, I guess I can do this. Watch this, and then be clever and do that. All right, that was a good move. That jack can go over here. Anyway, you've played solitaire
There's
before.
literally nothing better than watching someone play solitaire.
Yeah, if you're a solitaire fan, I know Microsoft just announced that you could play Microsoft Solitaire on the iPad. And probably a lot of people are thinking, oh, I want to play Microsoft Solitaire. No. Stop it. Do not. This is a great game. There's a lot more. They time you. There's hints. You could play hard. You could play easy. There is undo, but there are limited undos if you make a mistake. Churchill Solitaire, easily the best solitaire game out there. There are in-app purchases. You can get deal packs and so forth. But I think this is just a really the most compelling solitaire game yet, thanks to Winston Churchill and Donald Rumsfeld, of all people.
Well, I have to thank Kevin Dankoff, who reminded me of one of my favorite games. I think you call it a board game to play when I was little, Mastermind.
Love Mastermind.
You remember Mastermind? Now, Mastermind required
Oh, look, it
people.
looks just like that plastic board that we had when I was a kid.
It required 2 people back in the day, but now it doesn't. Now you can play. So you remember that you...
so we're showing you the games you can play when you can't take your family anymore and you run off to your bedroom.
Yeah, or you could get help. So you come up with it's a code-breaking game. I'm going to guess that the code is...
So there is, up at the top, there's a hidden sequence of 4 dots.
You have to get it.
What you do is you're trying to guess it. And what it tells you is 2 things. How many you got right in your guess and how many were in the right position in your guess. In this case, you got what?
So the black means that I had one of these is the correct color in the correct place. Not necessarily this one or this one.
We don't know which one.
And the white one is just a correct color, but in the wrong place.
So this is a logic game. So your guesses are, you hope, and believe it or not, you can, with the given 8 guesses, win this game, but you have to be a great logician to do it. It's a lot of challenge. So
yeah, what we know is since there were 2 pinks, then pink's probably not the right color in the wrong place because there was only one of them, right? Or there's only one.
Right.
So
you'd have an extra dot.
That, and I'm going to guess pink there.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
The idea is to make your guesses give you more information based on what you already know.
What do you think, green or white?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or blue.
This game makes my head hurt. All right. Oh, okay. You got 2, but they're not in the right place.
Right.
So 0 are in the right place.
So we think that yellow one is there. I think that one's there, right? Because we had 1 in the right place.
Well, it's not the red for sure, right?
So then the red is probably the wrong place. Let's try the red there. What do you think?
Okay.
And then
you couldn't have any
green.
pinks or
yeah.
You could have a green.
Or a green or a red,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's try green there. Then what do you
This is a
think
hard
there?
game. I don't know. This
let's
game
try
is so
white.
hard. And the good thing about this version is you can't eat the pieces.
Right. Yeah, the pieces were so small.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through this, but believe me, this keeps your brain smart.
It was a great game and very challenging, but I always like to play because it made my brain hurt, but I could, sometimes I could figure it out.
Right. I think this is good for,
it's a logic game.
It's not mindless. So thank you.
Now, I bet the guy who suggested this, he's from Holland. So I'm going to guess he's a fan of the new board games. These, in the last 10 years or so, these games have just taken the world by storm. I think it started with this Carcassonne, which is a French game. And the idea of all of these games is you have a playing area, you have resources, you're playing against other people, and the idea is to try to control areas, mine resources, and so forth. The real problem about these games is there's a lot of pieces and a lot of setup and a lot of rules. So one of the advantages you have on these iPad versions...
Use the address book or type it in.
I'll just type my name in. Leo.
That's a very nice name.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Looks like this might be your first game of Carcassonne.
Yeah, let's get the tour.
Great.
I think that's the easiest way to
Let's
do
get
this.
started.
I have Settlers of Catan, which is a similar game, and Carcassonne.
This is the table.
And I can never get anybody to
Remember,
play with
the
me.
table
I
is
have
your
to
friend.
be honest and say I don't like these strategy games that you have to
The
set
game
up. And
starts with a tile in the middle of the
Catan
table.
never did it for me.
Really? Yeah.
Players start to build the world of Carcassonne.
So every time you play, the map is going to be different because you're taking turns as the players laying down these 70 map tiles.
Place your tile in one of the spots where it... Good choice. That's a nice spot for your tile. Now, sometimes when you aren't too sure about the spot, you might want to change your mind. Let's try that. Exactly like that. It looks much
This is
happier
a
here,
very
doesn't it?
gentle introduction to a
Yeah.
game that is
Finish your move.
extremely hard.
Tap.
I've had to sit down with the rules in my hands and try to explain it to people. No fun at all. You'll lay out the board. Each of the players will get pieces to play. The rule set is fairly
Press the
arcane.
check mark in the upper right.
And so we're just going to run through this. I don't think we need to do any more of this. You get the idea. The thing is, it's a lot better to play. And I'll show you the other one. So this is Carcassonne. And Settlers of Catan is the other. And these are much easier to play on the iPad. You don't have the texture of, the cardboard pieces and the wooden tiles and all that stuff. But you get to play the game in a much more expedited way. And these are exact copies of the actual game. You're not getting like the Monopoly game we just saw on the TV, a kind of a weird version. Both of them are very similar. Lots of fun to play. Highly recommend them. And this is there will always be a few family members like Megan who say, I'm not going to play that game. But if you have teenage boys in the family, I find those are the ones who really like these particular
Right. And it's good
games.
to train them to be, elves and lords as opposed to railroad
There's no shooting.
tycoons.
Yeah. Well, Railroad Tycoons is good too. And we've shown you before Ticket to Ride, which is a really fun board game that also, I think, made a very good transition to the iPad. So there's a couple you might want to look at. Settlers of Catan HD and Carcassonne. Carcassonne was really the progenitor of this whole category of games, so that might be a good one to start with.
So another one, I played all different board games when I was young. Another one that I loved was Scrabble, and of course,
Love Scrabble.
Words with Friends that has been around for a while.
It's
but
not exactly Scrabble, but it's close enough. There is a Hasbro Scrabble, an official Scrabble. But everybody I know plays Words with Friends, including my wife and my mom. So I'm playing with them, and I guess we're now playing Words with Friends.
we are now playing. So there's an iMessage app that
That's
you
so
can.
weird.
And so we have this game here on my screen. I don't know why it's making me do that, but.
So this is our
here's
game that we're in the middle
our game,
of.
and I'm going to nudge you to
Okay.
remind
So
you.
notice on my iPhone, we're playing in Messenger, and you've just nudged me.
I've nudged
and now I tap it, and I can. It's kind of weird, but I'm playing this game with you in Messenger. So you played quote. You're now beating me 44-10. This is really humiliating.
You guys in the chat room can help him. You can see his letters.
Yeah. So I saved this glow for an S. I was hoping you wouldn't have an S, so I can get glows. I didn't want to set you up for a triple word score there. And maybe I still should be a little bit careful about that. How about if I just... I was going to do maybe sign, but that'll set you up. I could just do sin, and that's 30 points. I could do, how about this? How about Asian? That would be nice. How many points do I get there? The only risk of that is I'm setting you up 34. It's only 4 more points. One of the things that's Scrabble purists will not like, but Words with Friends has this little capability to check, is that a real word? No, Asian is not a real word because it's a proper noun.
Asian is not a real word?
And it will tell you that. And that's the biggest difference between real Scrabble and Words with Friends. And it's one of the things, it's a bone of contention because some people say, oh, well, that's not fair. In real Scrabble, you have to know if the word's a real word, and you can be challenged if you propose a word that isn't. And there's a lot of strategy around that. On the other hand, I don't know, is this a word, nazen? Boy, I would like it to be. Let's just check. No, it's not a word, huh? How about on this game, you can try things without submitting them. You'll see what the score you'll get for it, and you can see if it's a real word. So there's a certain value, I think, to that. There's 2 different schools of thought on that, right? So what should I do here? Maybe I'll just do sin. That gets me most of the way there. That's 30 points. And I know that's a word, plus I get the glows. So now that's passed off to her. Oh, this is one little thing. I submitted that, but she doesn't get it until I send the message with the board, and I get a sticker. So I can send you a sticker, too.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Nice.
So then I can see it here.
Yeah, in your Messenger.
Yeah, and you can play. I'm also playing with Anthony, and he did a word that I've never heard. Sabe, S-A-B-E. Do you know what word that is?
Sabe.
Sabe? What's a sabe?
I don't know. Now, there is an add-on. I guess you don't have it that you can look up a word on this game as well.
I don't have
if
it.
you don't know it.
Yeah. I also have Google where I can look that up there.
Right.
I really enjoyed this. I never played the Words with Friends, but
it's a really good game, and you're playing real people. You can have many, many games going at once. I have 2 against my mom, 1 against Lisa, and now 1 against you. That's 4 games at the same time, and you play it at your leisure. It's fun.
Yeah.
I like Words with Friends.
I have one more.
One more?
I have one more.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's really a board game, but it was recommended by John, who's iTunes Matched on Twitter. And he gives me a lot of recommendations. Mad Libs.
Love the Mad
Libs. Is that a board game?
You can do Mad Libs with the Amazon Echo, too. Oh, she's good at the Mad Libs. But this was always so much fun when you were a kid, and you had to have a paper pad, and you'd use up the pad. You couldn't do it, again and again. So I like the idea of doing this on the iPad. These are examples of games that are kind of, in some ways, better on the iPad.
I think so. I think it's fun.
Let's play. Just so people know if they've never played it.
Who's a person in the room?
I would say Megan.
And then you just swipe up.
This is great for parties.
Place.
The Aegean Stables.
My gosh.
A-G-E. Yeah, there you go. You got, A-G-A. Yeah, there you go. That's close enough. I didn't
go to school just to eat my lunch.
I did. And sometimes twice in a single day. Okay, there's a good place. Okay. Boney. The key on Mad Libs is to really...
Is it EY or...
I think it's close enough. There you go.
Oh, this is a short one.
The short longer. One. Now, here we go.
On the road.
On the road. Megan from the Aegean Stables thinks that bony is their absolute favorite adjective. That wasn't very good.
No. There's a longer one. That's just...
You get the idea. I don't think we need a longer one. Just
and you can share it. You can
These
send
can
it to people.
Funny.
Probably in-app purchases. You can buy more.
Yeah.
But thanks, because, this is good to occupy you. And then you don't have to Waste
Well,
Inc.
Mad Libs is still around.
I know. Well, because a lot of these board games, I notice, when you're playing Monopoly, you're learning math. What's 500 minus 250? You're counting. You're doing all the things, but they do it for you on the iPad.
Did you ever play Uno?
Of course. Who doesn't play Uno?
Uno is fun, isn't it?
Uno is fun for the first 7 or 18 hours, and then it's not so fun.
Well, don't play it for 18 hours. Although, okay, so don't play this game. You can't enter your age. What the what? Oh, I see. I'm entering it there. I've just made myself 660 years old. There we go. Would you
Sometimes it
allow
feels
it?
like it.
All right, here we go. Let's connect. So I like the card deck, but sometimes you lose it. It gets
Bent.
grimy, bent. So this is Uno for the iPad. That's all we need to say, really.
Is it free?
Yeah, I think so. And the other side of this is I'm going to log in with Facebook. You can play other people who aren't sitting next to you eating ham sandwiches with you. So there you go. Uno.
Okay, so I had a few other recommendations that I will just
Uno.
tell you about that people sent. Patrick recommended Fluxx.
I have that if you
have
want
Fluxx.
Yeah.
But you haven't played it yet.
No, you want to try it together? Let's try it together. This is
Sure.
apparently a very popular card game among the hipsters.
Okay, but I don't have it.
Well, we'll play offline.
Okay.
Okay, you have no available games to play, so let's tap to create a new game. All right. So I'm going to play against an AI player. We'll just do it that way. Okay. It's a card game. We're getting dealt a card, and so there's a variety of cards. There's to play this card, drag it to the highlighted. Let's do that again. Search the discard pile. So this is one of those card games. We've talked a little bit last week or the week before about Hearthstone and Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. This is very similar. All right, so these are various cards. You must play one card. I'm going to play one card, and I'm going to play it right there. Hand limit. And then the AI player is going to play it, his card, and I have to discard 2 cards? Jeez, that's terrible. How do I discard?
Patrick says he prefers the actual card game.
I think this is a kind of game where it's probably more fun to play with the actual cards. There are some great card games out there. A lot of them aren't on the iPad, but we play, what is the name of that game? It's so much fun. It's like a spy game, and of course there's Werewolf and lots of options like that. Those games are a lot of fun. Anyway, this is Fluxx. This is not free, right? It was
$2.99.
$2.99.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sandy Wilson recommended Carcassonne, which you already talked about.
I love
Ticket to
Carcassonne.
Ride, which you already talked about.
I love Ticket to Ride.
And then Splendor, Agricola, and Patchwork.
I don't know those.
Check those out.
All right.
But
wow,
now,
you got a lot of participation.
Now we've played enough. Now it's time to learn some new
Let's
things.
learn. And by the way, I got a special deal for you from LinkedIn Learning. We've talked about them before. Remember, LinkedIn purchased lynda.com and have done a great job turning it into an even better place to do on-demand e-learning. It's at learning.linkedin.com/twit. And they have now a free course that you might be interested in. I want you to try it out. It's from a management expert, great guy, Bob McGannon, and it's called Managing Technical Projects. So if you're in the business, or you'd like to be in a business where you have to manage technical projects, they're unique, obviously. You have to research the technology. You don't want to have a lot of downtime. You have to get everybody trained and up to speed. So McGannon talks about how to do this, to mitigate risks and challenges, and to do a great job managing a technical project. So if you have to do this, I want you to check it out. You can even look at case studies. I love it that he gives you real-world examples. And when you're looking at the case study, he'll say, okay, now what would you do? And you can compare your solution with his recommendations to see and develop those project management skills. This is one of just 9,000 courses on LinkedIn Learning. You can get it for your whole team, and that's what I would do. We do that here for as little as $2,000 a year. Everybody can learn. They actually help you find the right courses for the right people, precise skills in your organization, so you can set goals, you can create personalized recommendations using LinkedIn's network intelligence. And the classes, of course, if you remember lynda.com, they had great creative classes in Photoshop, in Office. There's business skills, there's technology courses, programming, industry experts who are great teachers. You can learn anytime, anywhere, online or offline, on any device. And because they chunk up every course into bite-sized videos, you can go to specific parts and solve an immediate problem, or just take the courses a little bit at a time. Get your free Managing Technical Projects course and get a demo for your organization today by visiting learning.linkedin.com/twit. I'm learning.linkedin.com/twit. Make sure you go there, because we want to make sure that you get that free course and that they know that you saw this on iOS today. Learning.linkedin.com/twit. And we're really thrilled to have LinkedIn Learning. We had a great relationship with lynda.com, and I'm so glad that Linda did a great job and she sold it to LinkedIn, and now they're going to make it even better, which is fantastic. Learning.linkedin.com/twit.
So, Leo, did you remember to buy some Ray-Ban sunglasses this weekend?
Were they free?
They were not free, but I don't know. Some of us had a reminder in our calendar to buy some Ray-Ban sunglasses.
This drives me crazy.
Yes, the spammers have gotten to our calendar, and a lot of people are already talking about this in the chat room.
I pinpointed this problem years ago. This actually started happening to me because there was no way to prevent somebody from sending you a calendar invitation. And the only solution I could find was to disable calendar invitations, which isn't necessarily the right solution, right? Because we use calendar invitations here at Twit. People will send us invitations to meetings, invitations to specials, things like that. So it's very frustrating.
Yes, here's a different way. So don't accept it or decline it or say maybe, because then it's the same way back in the day when you'd respond to a spam message or unsubscribe.
You're telling them
they know
I exist.
You're there and that you're an account. Okay, so this came from Mac Rumors. Here's what you can do. So here's the spam that I have, this Cyber Monday Ray-Ban only.
Did you actually get it?
I got it, yeah. I got it. And I thought I was the only one to get it, but then Matt Borkin emailed me. He's like, have you seen this? So here's what you do. You go to calendars.
That's terrible.
And then
Apple needs
you
to
go
solve
to
this.
edit. And then you want to add a new calendar.
So you're going to move this to a junk calendar, basically.
Yes, a spam calendar. Okay. I think I need to, let's see, edit. Where is this? Add a new calendar. Let me see. It's here somewhere.
I think it was happening to me with Google calendars, actually, not Apple's calendars. So this was a couple of years ago. This happened in Google calendars, and I guess Google has fixed it, or maybe I've turned off automatic invites. It's terrible.
Where do I add a new calendar? Edit, add calendar, and then I'm going to call it spam.
This is too many steps, though, to have to go through every time you get spam.
You're creating an account, and you're going to add it all. Add the user to always go to that calendar.
Oh.
So done. And then...
anytime he sends you an invite, he goes to the spam calendar.
Then done. And then I open that, and then I add it to the spam calendar, so it will always go. That person will always go to the spam calendar. Yeah, if it's a new user. But Apple, like you said, Apple has to fix this. But for now, that's what you can do. Don't tap on any of those.
And the problem is, as Patrick Delahanty's pointing out, you can't change your MobileMe email address. So they're just spamming random addresses. But the minute you accept or decline, and most likely you're going to want to decline, or even hide, you're sending them a notice that this is a real email address. Now you're really stuck. You're going to get lots more of those.
So they also said that you could go to your iCloud calendar settings on your computer.
Yeah, you can't do it on your iPad.
You have to go to your computer, open the calendar, click the cog in the bottom left corner to go to Preferences, Advanced, then select Receive Event Invitations as email. So check out this. We'll put the article in the show notes on how to do it.
That's what I did, because I didn't want them to go into my calendar automatically. I think that's a bad feature.
Apple should fix that, and I think they will. Don't you think?
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. Google did this. It started for me when they created Google Plus, and somebody figured out, you could do Google Plus invitations, calendar invitations, and people can't turn them off, and they're going to get spam. And I used to get tons of spam. Google did eventually fix that, but the only way to fix it initially was to do exactly the same thing, which is to say, don't put invitations in my calendar. Mm-hmm. And Apple doesn't. The only choice Apple says is, well, you can't not get an invitation, but at least you can put it in your email where you can spam filter it.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, I got my Series 2 finally. It took about a month.
Oh, you got it?
To get it. Yeah. So
Oh,
I got
wait a minute. Did you get pink?
I got rose gold.
That's
yes.
pink. That really is pink.
I got the rose golds. And
What do you think? Better battery life?
Yes. I go to bed at 60% battery life. It's a new world. Like I would have 60% battery life.
I mean, no matter what time you'll go to bed if your watch is at 60% battery
It's
life?
like the time to go to bed.
So like, oh, I'm almost down now.
You'll notice that I also went with a 42-inch.
Why? Why?
Because I wanted more battery life.
You're kind of
and
a
I wanted
hefty
bigger
girl,
screen.
too,
I'm
so
a
it's
hefty
okay.
girl.
No, I'm just kidding. I think it's kind of, like just these are ugly, big ass watches. They're going to look ugly. You might as well embrace it. Right.
Exactly.
Because there's no way, even a 38 is not going to look demure on you.
Right. And because I'm so hefty, I've been taking up swimming.
I'm teasing. You're a slim, svelte, and tiny lass, and it doesn't look that bad, even though you have small wrists.
Yes.
It's not terrible.
So I went for a swim with it.
Good for you.
In
Did you have it spit afterwards?
I did, and it didn't really spit as well as I would want it to. So it's actually quite interesting. So you can set the length of the pool, and then you can set. I said I wanted to do 325 calories, which was an hour of swimming for me.
Holy cow!
And
that's a lot of swimming.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I wish that it would stop recording when I was resting at the side.
Right.
It doesn't do that.
It doesn't. You have to tell it to stop.
Yeah, and you know what? It says that when it's wet, the GPS, the heart rate monitor doesn't work when you're underwater, which I thought that was part of it. And when I when I went to the workout app, it gave me an average heart rate. So,
I don't know either. I don't go swimming. I use it for spin classes and other exercise classes. And I have to say, that's really the best thing about the Apple Watch, in my opinion, is the fitness stuff. I really think it does it quite well.
So the other thing, it's like it uses the accelerometers to know if you're swimming like breaststroke or crawl or whatever.
So it knows what kind of stroke
I was a mixed stroke. So, yeah.
That's what it calls your stroke.
Yeah. And
we can't figure out what the hell she's doing.
It's just sort of flailing around in there.
I don't know. Is that the crab stroke? What is that? I don't.
So that is the pool swim. You can also do an open water swim. But it was, I will admit that I didn't swim for a long time because I couldn't measure it on an Apple Watch. And so now I can. So my Apple Watch is controlling my workout.
You're going to do more swimming.
I think so.
That's great.
Yeah.
I exercise more because I know you and Renee Ritchie are watching.
It's true. I am.
What I'm doing, and I have to pay attention.
Nice workout this morning, by the way.
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
So what I figured is if I put this on a paint can shaker for an hour, it really registers some calories. I mean, it just goes boom, big calories.
No, I know how many calories you burned today. Let's see
how
many
I burned a lot. I took a spin class.
918.
Yeah. And then on Friday, I did something they call high-intensity interval training. And I couldn't move all weekend. Otherwise, that's my story. That's why I didn't do other activities over the weekend. You might have noticed my watch was 0 the whole time. See, if I know I'm not going to exercise, I don't put on the watch.
You don't put it on.
I don't want you to know I'm not exercising. I want you to think, oh, he's just not wearing the watch.
I also noticed that all the people that I follow, no one did the Thanksgiving challenge on the Apple Watch.
I tried.
Except me.
I did. I exercised on Thursday, but it didn't count anything but walking.
Yeah, or running.
You had to make mileage.
You had to do, yeah.
And I was hoping, because I did, what did I do, rowing or something. I was hoping that would count.
No, they wanted you to go outside.
I wanted that turkey logo.
Mm-hmm. I got the turkey logo.
All you had to do was 5 kilometers. It's nothing.
Okay, so let's talk. We didn't talk about the touch disease because that was Tuesday of last week.
And
after
Apple
the
has
show.
admitted it.
They've admitted it, and they'll fix it, but they'll still make you pay $150.
Yeah.
For something that don't you think is a bug?
They say no. And so when they said, okay, we acknowledge this, and the way it happens, you dropped it. You must have dropped it. You dropped it, didn't you? Admit you dropped it. You dropped it.
Because you were holding it wrong.
You were holding it wrong and you dropped it. So you can't expect us to fix that for free. You dropped it. They literally said, you must have dropped it in a press release. I imagine there are a few people contesting that, saying, no, I didn't drop it. It just did it. But the problem is, how many people have had an iPhone for a year or two and can say with absolute confidence, no, it has never been dropped?
It's true.
You know, it slid off the bed once. You can't really say. But they said, oh, no, it had to have been a sharp fall that caused I don't buy that. we've hypothesized that it's torquing, that it maybe is in your pocket or something, and that the connection, the solder is actually breaking, because people can resolder it if they really know what they're doing. Resolder it. That it's actually. So I think Apple's response is, well, it's better than nothing, but it's less than fully satisfactory.
Right, because it costs $300 to fix it, and they'll pay half of it.
Nice.
So. And then they're also recalling a small number of 6S's because the battery dies.
Yeah.
So between September and October of last year, if you bought a 6S that has certain serial numbers, then you.
And I know somebody who was in that group, did in fact have that, and it wasn't that correct serial number, so he's going to get his replaced.
It seems like you should be able to enter the serial number online, and not, but it says you have to go to your local Apple
normally
store.
you can. In the past, they've been able. There is a serial number form that you can enter. We did that with my iMac, right, and found out that we were in the range of affected serial numbers for recalls. I'm surprised they're not doing that for this.
Yeah. Well, Radio Rod wrote in. He was here earlier in the chat room.
Yes.
Not sure if you're still here, Rod, but he writes, because we were talking about Google's photo scan and removing glare.
Yeah.
And he says Google's 3D scan app, he shows us a DIY hack for getting rid of it yourself. He says if you want to take a photo of something and all you get is a bunch of reflections, just hold either side of the 3D filter up, which he made with those 3D
A polarizing
glasses.
filter.
Yeah.
It's a polarizing filter. Yeah.
So you get the glasses from the movie theater, you hold it up, you rotate the glass until all of your reflections disappear, and it works well and doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
And he sent us 2 photos of his car.
Do we have them?
We have those photos of his car. I think Brian has them there somewhere. And
I'm not sure I can recommend people steal the 3D glasses from the movie theater.
I guess they don't really give them out, do they? So,
Look at that. Disappeared.
yeah.
Photographers have known this. They even make filters for photography, for lenses that are called polarizing filters that do exactly
So
this.
you probably could buy them if you don't want to.
You
if
could.
you feel bad about
You
stealing.
could. And you could, I mean, if you have those Ray-Bans that you got from 99 cents,
Right, those,
often
yeah.
those have polarizing lenses, and you could use them too. All it is it's a shutter. It's like a invisible shutter in the lens, and if you rotate it properly, the sun reflection won't get it blocked by the shutter, but you'll still be able to see what's through there.
All right, so last week we talked about iCloud and recording your call history and such. And Kevin Berg, he's a friend of the show. He's come to visit before. He's an IT guy, and he tried to explain, and I'm going to read it, and you're going to need to help me explain, because iCloud, there's parts of iCloud that are still a complete mystery to me. It just seems like it doesn't make sense. But he says...
I think there are people even in Cupertino at Apple for whom it does not make sense, who don't understand it at all.
Okay, so here's what Kevin says. My wife and I use the same primary iCloud account and on her iPhone and my iPad, but we use different accounts for FaceTime.
Yes.
Despite using different accounts for FaceTime, when I look at the audio history in FaceTime on my iPad, it actually shows me her entire call history from her iPhone, received and placed calls, but not missed calls apparently, and it's pretty much up to the minute.
Yes.
That tells you that it's based on the primary iCloud account used on the device and not
correct.
tied to iCloud backup, since there's no restoring going on, and each device has its own compartmentalized backup within the iCloud account.
Yeah, that's not true. Because you're using the same iCloud account. And this reason is that FaceTime, you've probably noticed this, is treated as a regular phone call on the iPhone. So in fact, you look in your contacts, if you know somebody who has FaceTime, you can make a regular voice call or a FaceTime call, and it will show up in your call log, your regular phone call log. And since you share an iCloud account, you share a phone log. They're not separated. The FaceTime accounts can be separated, but FaceTime is not treated as a separate kind of call. It's part of your phone app. So it records FaceTime calls, and you can verify for this for yourself if you look at your call log in the phone call that FaceTime calls are included in there, and that's why it's backed up to your iCloud. So I don't think that's any different from what I said, which is that your iCloud contains this information, and if you share, and this is why we've said many times, do not share an iCloud account with somebody else, because you will get their texts, you will have their phone logs, you get a lot of stuff that you maybe didn't even intend to share. So everybody should have their own iCloud account. And if you want to share apps, photos, things, you can use family sharing. And that's why Apple created, I think, family sharing. So I think that's really just a misunderstanding about what FaceTime is not treated as a separate way of calling. It's just part of the phone app.
So maybe this is related and maybe not. But when my kids don't have a phone, but they have an iPad, and they can FaceTime me from the iPad
on your phone.
Yeah, when I'm here at work, even though they don't have they're logged into my iCloud account there.
Right.
So like they're basically making a call to the same phone.
Well, if you notice how FaceTime, when you go to your FaceTime account, it says all the email addresses you're associated with, whatever phone numbers you may or may not be associated with. It's getting those from the iCloud account, so they can. That's it. You're saying, why are they able to call me? Well, it's because it's just a different device.
Okay.
Even
Well, that's
though
a
it's the
good
same
hack,
account.
though, if you don't want to give your kids a phone, but you're leaving them home alone, and you want them to be able to contact you on their iPad, and you don't have a home phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that's an important distinction. Somebody's saying, are you talking about an iCloud account or an Apple ID? Your Apple ID is your iCloud account. You may have other iCloud accounts, but your Apple ID is associated with an iCloud account. If you're sharing your Apple ID, your iCloud account, you're sharing your Apple ID. You can have a separate account for your iTunes, which I do. It's so you know what? This is why this, frankly, is part of the problem. I don't think Apple even understands how this works.
Well, don't you think there are? Well, obviously, I know you're joking, but I mean, they've done it for a reason, right? Someone had a good reason to do this.
It undoubtedly makes sense to somebody. That's all I'm willing to say. It undoubtedly makes sense to somebody.
I'm going to find that somebody, and when they're sleeping, I'm going to draw a mustache on their face because I'm mad at them.
You can't have a different Apple ID from your iCloud account. Absolutely. But your Apple ID also has an iCloud account associated with it.
Oh, it's so confusing. All right. Well, before the show started, I promised that I was going to help cure dementia with an old sea captain. But before that, we're going to read some magazines.
That's pretty exciting. I want to be here for that. Our show today brought to you by Texture. We did on the show on Twit on Sunday, I think I did a Texture ad. And who was it? Was it Ian Thompson? No, Larry Maggot bought it while I was doing the show. He was a guest on the show. He said, oh, that's great. And the thing that's put him over the top is the fact that you can use your Texture account on 5 different devices. Mm-hmm. And he said, do they know you're telling people that? I said, they tell me to tell you that. They don't. What is Texture? It's like Netflix for magazine. 200, more than 200 of the best magazines. You subscribe with one flat fee. Look at all the magazines. Just scroll down. Everything. So if you're reading, and I would say every month there's at least one article in 5 or 6 magazines that I know I'm going to want to read. The New Yorker, The Atlantic, often in Vanity Fair, Rolling Stone. There's usually one. I don't want to read frankly, I don't want all of Rolling Stone, but there's always one really good journalistic article in there. And so the problem is, if I were to buy each of those on the newsstand, it'd cost me $50 or $60 a month. If I were to subscribe, it would cost even more. And I'd have all this paper I don't want for one article. So Texture is such a great solution. You'll even get magazines that you wouldn't probably buy on the newsstand. Maybe People or Entertainment Weekly is one of those things where it's a guilty pleasure. It's nice to have. For my business, I probably should read Billboard. Very expensive to subscribe to. Advertising age. Well, I don't have to. I get it with my Texture, and that way I can keep up on my business. It's fun to know what the Hot 100 records are at any given amount of time. So you can read your Billboard. Wired magazine is in there. I don't want to leave out any magazines. Sports Illustrated, Variety. I mean, just is a great collection of magazines. You'll never be at a loss for something to read. Whether you're interested in news, if you like cooking, they have a whole bunch of cooking magazines. You know what I really like is the photography magazines like Shutterbug, Popular Photography, National Geographic. If you love photography, a magazine doesn't do justice to it. They have to screen the print to put it on paper. It's not going to look as good as it does on your iPad. It looks great on your iPad. They have National Geographic Traveler, too, which is really fun. Travel magazine. Sunset, the California magazine. Veranda. You know what I love is Dwell. Dwell is a great magazine. And lots of wonderful images, which look so good on the iPad. You're going to get every page that's in the magazine on the newsstand, plus back issues, plus you get bonus features that are not in the magazine, like videos. So many great magazines out there. Normally, it's just $9.99 a month for all those magazines. If you sign up right now, texture.com/twit, you're going to get a free 2-week trial. It's perfect time of year. If you've got any traveling planned for the holidays, get on the airplane with Texture. What I do is you pick your favorite magazines, and you can say download that ahead of time. So when I get on the airplane, I have about 20 magazines. Lots of great stuff to read. I don't have to go to the newsstand. I don't have to feel guilty about the paper. I don't have the coffee table clutter. I've got everything I want. Texture.com/twit. And yes, you can share your account with your other family members. So it's really a great deal. Texture.com/twit. We thank Texture so much for their support. Is it time to don the hat?
Oh, yes,
My
hats.
hat matches my outfit.
I guess
Now
mine also matches my outfit.
It is. You're wearing a pork pie hat.
John works pretty hard to match with the outfit or the season.
Yeah. That
that's his only
telescoping
job
brim
here,
is
I
doing a
think.
little something odd there, but that's all right. Well,
What?
give it to me. I'll fix it.
Is it supposed to?
It got squished a little bit, I think, in transit.
Oh, no.
There we go. And I have a hat brush,
Oh.
so I better get my hat brush out and fix these.
Yeah, I think you need to fix that one.
Yeah.
Your
Well, there's a
little
story
bit
about this one, I'll
brushed
tell you.
up.
But
Okay.
this is from Meyer the Hatter in New Orleans.
Oh.
It's Bailey's of Hollywood. It's a pork pie hat, just like
And is this the front?
just like Walter White wears
Oh, yeah.
on that show he was on,
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Or what was the movie with the guy that?
Well, jazz players. It's a
Yeah.
jazz hat.
Yeah. I like this.
Jazz players wear that. It looks better on bald people.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And it does. You want to see how bad it looks on me? I don't know why. I bought this hat.
Yeah, I do.
I bought this hat and I thought, oh, I want to look just like Walter White in Breaking Bad. It's not a good hat. My head is too big. It fits. It's not that it doesn't fit. It's just I just don't look good in this hat.
You have
right?
a really big head.
You see what I'm saying? It's much better on you. Now this hat is actually, there's a story here too. I bought this hat in Cairo, Egypt, not Illinois. Cairo, Egypt. And I bought it from a guy who had a mobile fez making machine. You walk up to him, you say, I'll take a fez. And he's got this thing, and he cranks and it pops out a fez. It's a little whopper jawed, a little because it got squished in my suitcase. on the way
Whopper
home.
jawed?
Yeah. There. Well, she looks
Oh,
just
yeah.
like Walter White, doesn't she? Just like him. You need a goatee, otherwise perfect like this.
Yeah.
I love the pork pie hat, and I was very sad when I found out I can't wear one.
Oh.
But I can wear a
Maybe
fez.
you just need a bigger one.
I look like Sidney Greenstreet in the Maltese Fountain. The Black Bird.
All right. Why do we wear these hats?
Why?
Because it's our app cap. Cap rhymes with app. It's our favorite app of the week. And mine is Sea Hero Quest. So this has been around for a while.
SEA or SEE?
SEA, like an
Okay.
old sea captain. Sea
All right.
Hero Quest.
But this is for dementia?
This is a study that they're doing. It's put together by let's see who
You know,
is it?
I should take this. 'cause
University College of London.
I'm a lot older than you.
This isn't a test to see if you have dementia. This is to do dementia research. So 2.5 million people have played Sea Hero Quest.
But you don't need to have dementia to play it?
No, you do. You probably should not have dementia to play it.
Well, then what are they learning?
It's science. They're doing research. You're gaming for good. It's Deutsche Telekom, London, University of College of London, and University of East Anglia. So you download the game.
Yeah.
And then you can answer just a couple questions like, are you female or male and your age? Or you can answer more questions and like where you grew up and how much you drive around in a day. More questions. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so it means something. And then you play, and they're kind of deciding, using your gameplay to do research that would take lots more money and lots more time. What are the stats? I think they've ranked up like 9,000 hours, 9,400 years of gameplay. 9,400.
So they're learning. I don't understand. How do they learn about dementia from using healthy people?
I guess because they know how old I am and they can figure out what I'm.
I think they're testing you to see if you are completely there. There are still more
I'm
pieces
sure
of the
they're-
journal to. So is it a memory game?
So yeah, I'm memorizing this map,
Okay, I got it.
and then I've got to
Go to
find
every
the
place.
checkpoints.
Okay, that's easy.
So and then I steer here.
There's
Oh,
one. Okay, go to the right and you'll find two. Right?
all right.
Am I wrong?
No, I think.
Wait a minute. Why are you? What's?
What?
Keep going. There it is. I see it in the distance. Yeah, and there's two. Then you hang a Louie or Hockaloogie. Either one would work.
I guess then I got to get to 3.
Yeah, right? Did you get 2? Does that count?
Yeah, I think it only in the 3rd one does the monster explode and put something in your ship. There we go.
There, you got it. Continue. You got 3 stars. You couldn't have done better.
I nailed it.
Nice.
And
they've
basically
actually
it goes
learned
like
something
this.
about dementia there.
I don't know. They say for each minute, that's 4 hours of research. Why would they lie about this?
No,
Leo?
I believe it. I'm just puzzled by what are they learning?
I don't know. If I had a neuroscience degree, you think I'd be here wearing this silly hat? No, I would not.
That's a trick. That's a trick. Okay, you wouldn't be here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if I had a college degree, I wouldn't either.
I have a college degree, just
you
not
have
in neuroscience.
you have a PhD, don't you?
In dealing with you, yes.
Doctorate in dealing with Leo.
Dealing with Leo.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I at least put my pants on forwards.
Yes, it's true.
You memorized that map very well, young Megan.
So, yeah. I don't know. If you're going to game, you may as well game
help.
for good.
Yeah, game. I love it.
There's a lot of people with dementia and Alzheimer's, and there's not a cure.
Oh, and it's just terrible. It wreaks havoc. Not only it's on the person, but on the families of the people in it. And it's widespread. It's every family has suffered it, I think. If you haven't, there's still time. So good,
yeah,
I like it.
Sea Hero Quest.
Sea Hero Quest. Now, maybe this is a sign that I'm on my way, because I think I mentioned this particular app 3 years ago. But it's time once again, and I don't care. I'm going to do it again. To Elf Yourself from Jib Jab. And this is by the folks at Office Depot and Office Max. Have you ever done this? The idea is, and by the way, each day you'll get, look at this, 1,313,876,000 elves created. Each time you play this, you get a couple of new freebies, but you can also get new dances too. So I've already got some faces. There's me, there's you. What you'll do is you'll take a picture. It could be a picture in your camera roll, or a picture that you take, and then you line up the mouth just like that, and that's just that simple. Let's I just got rid of all my faces, so let's choose some other pictures here. Probably there's some pictures on Facebook I could use here. Let's see. Oh, here's a picture of my dog. Do you think I should put him in there? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work so well. He's kind of, why not? He doesn't even have a mouth. I don't know. I can take it off my camera roll. Here's some selfies. Let's see. Oh, let's get Lisa in this one. Why don't we? There's my wife. We'll make her face. So you could zoom it. You can even tilt it, because she's a little tilted. Put the mouth there. That looks good, right? That looks good. And then you could choose a dance. I got to put Megan in there. I can't really do this with them. Let me take a picture of you real quickly. We'll just get you in there here. Easy peasy with your hat on. There you go. There's sweaty Megan. And I'm sorry. Did I say sweaty? I meant hefty. And then, okay, we're going to, that's good. I like it. But that's good. I'm just going to adjust that a little bit. And then it's pretty easy to find the mouth. There you go. She's going, what am I doing here? And then we'll dance. And what it does, it creates a little video which you can send to family and friends. You probably saw this on messages. Crazy Megan and Ozzy's sorting the mail. There's Lisa and Leo dancing. I always like this. I look forward to this time of year. And you can send it to your friends and family. Post it on Facebook. It's funny, right? You can't help but laugh.
No, you can't.
Boy, you look insane. Yeah. Look at that. Wow. You're having way too much fun. So that's a little tip, is get somebody to make a crazy face.
What do you mean crazy face? It's a regular face.
And you can have a lot of fun. Yeah. I just like this. They really do. I don't know. They do a good job.
They do. So wait, now, did you pay for this?
This was free. But there are in-app purchases, and what'll happen is you'll quickly tire of this, and you'll want some other dances, and they have dances all year round too. This is like an internet meme. This has been around for years and years. It's
back
called
in the screensavers day.
Elf Yourself. I could download some dances that I now have on my computer so I could send them out to people. And you see, you can buy for $7. You can buy all the videos, but that's the Secret Santa video. Here's Chrismica, which is I don't know what that is. It's just a different. Oh, there's but I would say get Office Party.
Yeah.
Because gosh knows that's gonna be a lot of fun with. Oh, we're all just having a good old time at the Office Christmas. Oh, now they want you to buy that, but $6.99 you get 18 videos, including classic Elf Yourself. Who could ever forget? This takes me back.
Now, is this Jib Jab or not Jib Jab? Is Elf Yourself a different?
I think it's Jib Jab, isn't it? Maybe not, because Jib Jab. Well, now you got me. Now you got me. I always thought this was Jib Jab. It's Elf Yourself. Jib Jab is a messenger thing, and I subscribe to Jib Jab on Messenger because it's so much fun. It looks pretty much the same. I know Office Depot sponsors this, but you get free dances every day. Today it's Secret Santa and Chrismica. I don't know. Elf Yourself.
Yeah, do it. Why not?
It's fun. I think it's Jib Jab, isn't it? And I think it's Jib Jab. I hope it's Jib Jab. I like Jib Jab. And yeah, by the way, don't be put off when you first install this. You get 10 pages of legalese, which makes me think they're like going to use these videos somewhere. Like, you're going to see it on Facebook or something, but I don't think so. But you might want to read that. I didn't read it. I just said, okay. I never read that. You don't read that stuff.
No.
Who has time? Life's too short.
No, you got to be watching or listening to this show.
Don't be reading contracts. Just sign on the bottom line. That's what I tell all my employees. Don't be reading.
Yeah, exactly. So we're done here. We've done all we can for you this week. But we will be back next week. And thank you again for the suggestion from Albert about the board games. If you guys have a suggestion, email me at megan@twit.tv. And yeah, thank you for everyone who sent in the board game
even your sister.
suggestions.
We didn't use hers, though.
No. But I might next week. You never know.
Who knows? So how would they send those in, Megan Maroney?
You can tweet at me. I'm at Megan Maroney. You can direct message me on Twitter at Megan Maroney. You can email me, megan@twit.tv, or you can email iOS@twit.tv.
Just iOS.
I think it's iOS. I
Not
haven't
iOS
checked
today?
it in a long time. Just
I think it's
Megan.
iOS today at twit.tv.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just Megan@twit.tv.
That's it. That's the easiest. MEGAN.
Whatever you do not email Leo because he will never see it.
That's the truth. Megan's always sending me these invitations for 99-cent Ray-Bans. I have yet to see one.
And if you have a better tip, that tip wasn't so good, I guess, that I had. If you have to do that for everyone, if you have a better tip for getting rid of that, email me.
Yeah, call Apple and get them to fix it. That's a terrible security hole.
And if you invented iCloud, definitely email me.
Would you please? You know what? We got to get an interview on here with somebody who understands iCloud, because clearly we don't. I don't. So please, if you understand iCloud, let us know. Thank you for being here. We had a good fun. We do this show every Monday. Today was a little late started because I was playing with my new Surface Studio.
Your giant iPad.
My giant iPad. It's usually about 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern Time, 20:30 UTC. No, I'm sorry, 21:30 UTC. That's the new time. So please join us. We'd love to see you every Monday on iOS Today. Bye-bye.